Hey y'all, just a quick few words before you see the cupcake video that I'm gonna attach this to be all one new video where I show how I make them. In the comments will be the typed recipe for the cupcake as well as a typed separate recipe for the buttercream frosting. I just want to show y'all, I've opened this one up. I made these on Thursday morning of last week. I frosted them on Thursday night, and then I took them to the friend on Friday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is Monday, 5 days. And I want y'all to look at still how moist. I know you can't tell it, but these are just still so moist. We will eat on these, I'm not kidding, for up to a week. Now, I store mine, I don't put them in the refrigerator. Butter is chef stable. I leave that butter all the time. Now, it does have a little bit of heavy cream, so I'm not telling you not to refrigerate them. If you feel better refrigerating them, you refrigerate them, okay? I'm not telling you not to do that. For me, a lot of times they don't stay long enough to refrigerate, but for these they have. But anyway, if you've got questions, I know some of you already made them and you talked about how good they are, and I've just had so many of you wanting the recipe. So if you've got any questions, I've tried to be as detailed as I can. Please reach out to me and enjoy these cupcakes. They're so easy to do. And so I hope you enjoy watching the video of how I make the cupcakes. Keep in mind, that's one of my first videos. So not that I'm an expert now, but I really was green when I made that one. So hopefully you'll be able to get through it. God bless, and I love you. Hey everyone, it's good that you're back with me. I'm today going to show you how I do my cupcakes. I told y'all that it's a coveted recipe, and there's one thing that I put in it that I think makes it so moist and so delicious, and they'll keep for 4 to 5 days easily. You can do a white or do a yellow cake mix, okay? Make sure it's the 15.25. If it's not, then you're going to need to add because I think they're coming about 13 now. Whatever the difference is, you need to add that in with some flour. I normally, when I've had to do that, I will use the all-purpose flour. But we're going to do that, and then we're going to put a small box of vanilla instant pudding. Now, a lot of cakes will use the pudding, and that's where I kind of got the idea. Is something that I knew that was put in cake sometime that makes it so moist. And so anyway, you take the dry ingredients, and I don't really know how this is going to go with me trying to show y'all, but we'll see. We've got, I always just kind of combine those to get them started, okay? And then to that, we're going to add 3/4 cup of warm water. This is warm. Do any of you have this old Tupperware measuring thing? I don't know how old that is, but it's got to be an antique for Tupperware. And then we're going to put 3/4 cup of oil. Now this is where I had to make changes because the original recipe had more of the oil and the water. And so with the other ingredient that I was adding, I needed to cut back on these. So they've got 3/4 each of the warm water and 3/4 cup of oil. I've used vegetable oil. Now it calls for 4 eggs. So I always crack my eggs in a bowl one at a time because you can ruin a recipe really fast if you were to get a bad egg. So I try to do them one at a time and let it incorporate that. There's my second egg. There's my third one. And there's my fourth one. Okay, once we've got those in there, I turn the speed up a little bit and let that get incorporated. Now, here's the recipe that I think makes all the difference in the world in the flavor and the moistness of it and everything else, and that is a cup of sour cream. And so we are going to add the cup of sour cream. Now this batter is going to be really thick. You will see when I finished getting it all mixed up that it's a really thick batter, and I don't know, it's just good, and I hope you'll try it. You know, I enjoy making these and making them for folks, but you know, it would give me pleasure to know too that there was somebody that was taking this recipe and was making cupcakes also. And so I'm going to incorporate the sour cream in there. Doesn't take a lot. We don't want a lot of air in it. I'm always dangerous with this thing because I'm always going to raise it trying to get stuff off of my paddle. And that's backfired on me sometimes, especially when I'm doing it from the side like this. Okay, so anyway, there we go. See how thick it is as far as falling off of the paddle? Now, we're going to put it, I'm going to show you the little, let's get this off of here so that I can deal better with the batter. Now, these little mini cupcakes are for a shower for a little boy. So I'm doing, it's 3 dozen, so I'm going to do 18 in the pale blue with the white icing, and then I'm going to do 18 of the white, and these are going to have the baby blue icing. On these, you'll see I'm going to put the little pearl looking pearls or whatever they call on these. And on this, I want to show you what I found at Dollar Tree. And I got every color they had, but it is an edible, I cut off, it's Alma's Culinary Company edible dust, and it sprays. And y'all look at that. That is the baby blue. I got it in silver and gold and pink, $1.50. Do you know what I paid for that rose gold edible glitter that I got for almost cupcakes earlier? I paid $6.99 for that little bottle. But anyway, if you're in Dollar Tree, look for these things because it's wonderful. I sprayed just to make sure. I see I got some faces peeping through my kitchen window down there. They're checking it out. I just love it when they come. They text me and they say, Bella, we're coming to hang out at your house. Isn't that wonderful? I love it that they love to come and hang out. And so it can be hard trying to get it in there. I probably would be better off if I got a, what am I trying to think of? If I piped it in there, but I never want to go to that trouble. I don't know, call me lazy. But anyway, you want to make sure, see how thick it is? You just want to make sure that you fill up that whole cup. They're going to cook up a lot taller, but because of the moisture and the density that sour cream gives them, they're going to rise up above this, but then when they cool, they're going to go down and they'll be just really even with the little scallop that's on the cup, okay? I'm not going to have y'all watch me do all of these. My oven's preheated at 325. I'm going to do these and get them in the oven, and normally 19 to 22 minutes. I start checking at 18 because I'd rather be a little bit moisture, you know what I'm saying, instead of doing it to where they're dry. I want it to come out easily, and if there's just a little bit of batter on there as far as the cake cooking, I'm okay with that. And so I'm going to get these going, and then we'll come back. I've already got my butter laid out to make the buttercream frosting. It needs to be at room temperature. Okay. Hey, I just wanted you to see how the cupcakes cook above the little cupcake liner, but when they cool down, they're going to shrink. They're going to fall down in there. And so this, I did stick them in there. There was just a little bit of cake that clung to it, but that's okay because they'll cook some more while they're in this. I don't leave them in this very long. I go ahead and put them on my cooling rack. And I misspoke. The 19 to 22 minutes is on a full cupcake. These mini ones, I cook these 15 minutes. Okay, thanks. Okay, hey, I'm back with the finished product. I cooked them and they did, like I said, they shrunk, they fell down some. Now my buttercream icing is 1 stick of softened butter. I use unsalted, and 4 cups of confectioner's sugar, and I think it calls for a teaspoon of vanilla. I really never measure that. And then you thin it out with heavy cream like you want it. And so look at these. I put the white, I'm not going to try to pick them up. I put the white cup. Aren't those pretty? You see the little white pearls on there, the baby blue color, and they've got white cupcake liners. I did these a little bit different. They've got the blue, and then I did the white icing, and look at the pretty blue glitter, edible glitter. Aren't those pretty? I hope they're going to enjoy these. And then I have this tray, has just 6 of each, and you can see them together. And so anyway, if you've got any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.